Well, hello there folks, and welcome back to the Bushcraft shelter. Really excited about tonight. So tonight is going to be the big meal that I was wanting to cook in the kitchen as the first meal that I've really sort of prepped and done. So I'm going to be doing that in an overnighter tonight as well. So staying in the woods, which is just going to be absolutely fantastic. Hopefully no midges though. So I'm just going to get myself set up just now, and then I'll go through a few other wee bits and bobs that I'm actually planning on doing in the next couple of days. So I think what we'll do today as well is we're going to pick some of the vegetables for dinner tonight. So I've got onions, but I really do need to water everything. I've been trying to sort of come up at least once a week over the last wee while, but struggled over the last 2 weeks when it's been really dry actually, in all honesty. So I do need to sort of try and water as much as I possibly can. But I said I'll go and get my gloves just now. We'll harvest some of the things. Now, if anyone else can sort of give me a bit of advice, so the carrots have not grown at all this year. So I've got carrots there, spring onions, and then I've got spinach. But the spinach and the carrots have just not grown whatsoever this year, which is a real shame. But as I said, we'll get some of the onions picked just now and a few of the potatoes, but the potatoes aren't going to be needed for the meal. But I just want to see how they're growing. Strawberries are coming along okay, but I said I really do need to get everything watered. So I'm going to take the onions out from the pot just to see how big they are. Yeah. Some of them are very small, but as I said, there's one there that I'll be able to get. And then potato wise, I'll pull this one out. Look at that. So as I said, I've just been noticing again, I've been sort of looking at it going, right, okay, the potatoes should be a case of once they get to a stage where they start sort of changing colour. So as I said, they're still growing. But I just wanted to check it out just to sort of see. And the other thing I do when I arrive at camp is I always just replenish all the seed. Now they've got seed there, but I'm going to give them a wee treat, and I've got fat balls there for them as well. And it just means when I'm arriving at camp I actually get to sort of watch them over the next 2 days. But as I said, there's plenty of seed there already, seed at the top. So I've just put the fat balls on, and then later on today I'll probably actually do some more seed. That should keep them happy. So one of the things I'm going to do is, what I am sort of thinking with the pots and the carrots not growing, is that it's potentially just had too much going on in that one particular raised bed. So as I had spinach, carrots, as well as the spring onions. And I put the carrots in a little bit on the later side, but they just didn't grow whatsoever. I've had a real good rummage round in there just now, just to sort of see if there was anything at all, and nothing. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to have another raised bed, and again in a nice sort of sunny spot, but also from the point of view of, again, I just need to make that commitment to be coming up and actually doing the watering. So I may very well have sort of missed this season from the point of view of carrots, but at least if I can get another pot going, I can have a good crop next year. when it comes to camp. So again, I'm just going to sort of lay out the template of the frame itself, then we'll head off up into the woods and we'll just get lots and lots of materials for it. And because it is just sort of carrots and spinach, it doesn't need to be incredibly deep. It doesn't need to be as deep as the one for the potatoes and things like that as well. So it's not going to be a massive sort of height to it. Only thing I do need to sort of look at is with the one that I've got there, I've got it protected with gravity fences. Just to sort of protect everything from the deer. So I do need to have a wee look at something here as well. But that's it, I'm just going to lay it out and then we'll head off up into the woods. Okay, just need a lot more of these. Okay, so I've finally buckled. I'm absolutely starving, so I'm going to have dinner just now, and I'm just going to finish off the raised bed in the morning. So no, I'm looking forward to that. That'll be fun. But what I'm having tonight for dinner is chili. So it's one of my favourite sort of campfire meals. So I'm going to do chili in the Dutch oven tonight. So again, I just love using the Dutch oven. It's just absolutely brilliant. So I've also got sort of a really cool gift that's just been given to me just now by my brother-in-law. So it's a Millennium Falcon chopping board for anyone that's a Star Wars fan. So I'm really looking forward to doing that as well. I'm going to try and make something that I've never made before. So we'll see how that actually goes. But what I'm going to do just now is I'm just going to get the Dutch oven sort of heated up, get the mince in, and we'll get the chili going. It's always great just being able to use some ingredients from camp, even though they're only small. Okay, so I'm going to leave that for about 35 minutes, sort of see how we go, but I'm going to try and make something else. I'm going to try and make a flatbread. So I've made bread before, you've seen me do it many times in the videos, but I've never made sort of a flatbread. So I'm going to give it a wee try, see what happens. But I'm going to do it with yogurt. Okay, so I'll hook up with you once I've got that into almost like a dough. Okay, so that seems to have worked. I'm going to do 2 just to see what they're like and get the chili on for another few minutes. Well, I have to say, even by my standards, that actually worked out okay. Typical story though, everywhere I'm going the smoke's coming across me. Let's see what this tastes like. That was so nice. Wow. And I'm actually catching a little bit of that onion as well that I put in, just the spring onion. Let's see what the flapper is, right? Okay, I'm just going to finish this and let all the smoke come across me. Catch up in a wee bit. Well, it's turned out to be an absolutely gorgeous night. Really, really, really nice. And that dinner was just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Stuffed, absolutely stuffed though. But just had my first beer as well, so I'm in for a good night tonight. But as I said, really, really bright. I'll just show you camp just now, all lit up. And that was great, getting a chance to actually cook in the kitchen for the first time and do a sort of proper food prep. Really nice. But I'm just going to chill out for a little bit. Probably actually watch, as per usual, some camping videos on YouTube and just have a nice relaxing evening. So as I said, I'll hook up with you later on. So that's the setup for tonight. So I've got the Blessa bivy light there. And then I have the Thermarest sleep mat and the Rabascent 700 sleeping bag. And then I've got a Gore-Tex bivy just in case it rains during the night. Well, I've got to say that has been an incredibly relaxing evening. Just catching up on a few YouTube videos that I haven't seen for a wee while. But the midges have been fairly horrendous, so I've been hunkered down with the midgie net on, trying to protect myself. They are just absolutely horrendous wee things. You could probably see them flying in front of the camera just now. But no, I really like this sort of wall. So this is one of the One Tigris tarps, waterproof tarps. And the concept is if there is rain and things like that as well, I've then got a waterproof side to it as well as obviously the roof. So it just gives me that little bit of shelter. Just so I can actually sort of chill out and relax and enjoy myself. But as I said, I'm going to be heading to bed soon, just finish off my actual beer. I'm going to be sleeping with the mid-unit on, which I've never done before, but I really do want to sleep in the shelter. I've brought my tent, so the tent is back in the van, but I really do want to try and sleep in the shelter. It's just such a special place for me. I just love it in there. So I'm going to try and make sure I get a good night's sleep just by having the mid-unit on. Hopefully that'll give me a little bit of protection. So barring any incident, I'll see you all in the morning. Good night. Well, good morning. That was such a good sleep. It is now almost 9:30. And as I said, I went to bed probably about 10:30. So I always tend to sleep so well when I'm out in the woods. Or out wild camping in general, just the sort of outdoor air. But no, that was such a good sleep. But I got woken up by a little robin inside the shelter itself. So I've always sort of been wondering over the last few while whether there was one nesting in here. But no, there was one just sort of bombing about inside, just above my head. So it's going to be a case of just get myself organised and time for coffee. So I've got a really nice breakfast planned as well. So I'm just going to put the coffee on just now, and then after that I'll get cracking with it. But it's going to be basically crumpets with cheese in the middle, sort of melted into the middle, cutting out a sort of circle on the top. Never done it before again, but we'll give it a wee try this morning. And then basically the plan is just sort of getting cracking with the raised bed, finishing off the raised bed today. So I've got some compost there as well, and I've also got some sort of leaves that I've had around the back of the shelter for absolutely ages, just as a sort of compost as well. So I'll put all that in the pot, and again, I'm not going to be planting anything now. It's too late in the season for actually planting, but as I said, it will just be a case of it gives me another option there. Wow, they look absolutely amazing. Time for breakfast. That is gorgeous. Wow. First coffee of the day, nothing better. Yeah, so last night wasn't too bad, midgie wise. The sort of breeze got back up again and actually sort of kept them away. And it's actually quite windy again today, so I don't think it'll be too bad. But what an absolutely gorgeous morning. Absolutely gorgeous. I said there's so many birds over at the bird table as well. I'm going to try and get some footage off it. But it does seem to be, as soon as I go anywhere near it at all, they just all fly away. But I will try and see if I can get something for you. But I'm just going to chill out, have my breakfast, and then I'll hook up with you. Well, that's the third raised bed done. And I said I'll be putting sort of carrots and spinach in there. And then I said the other bits that I've got over here just now, potatoes are really going well. Plenty spring onions left, and the strawberries are okay. A couple of potatoes I've sort of picked already, so I'm going to take them home just now, but I still reckon this is actually growing, so I'm not going to pull any more out just now. Well, that's been an absolutely amazing couple of days. So enjoyable. It feels as if it's been absolutely ages since I was last in an overnighter at camp. So it was great getting an overnighter done last night. Wee bit worried about the midges, but they ended up being okay. But the weather's just been absolutely wild. It's probably been the same with everybody, but it's certainly not been a summer so far. But as I said, the weather was okay last night, and it's been nice and windy today as well, so again, no midges, but just thoroughly enjoyable. It does so much for my mental health and everything, just actually spending times in the woods. It's just so relaxing. The amount of time I've spent today just sat there, just watching the bird table, just watching there's quite a lot of buzzards and red kites flying around. So a thoroughly enjoyable day, but I'm bringing the video to a close just now. A lot of packing to do. So I'm going to pack up everything just now and head back to the van. But I just want to say a massive thank you for watching and all the support. Take care, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.